At 97, and then last year you had to jump up to heavyweight. I mean, you're back at 97. How's it feel? I mean, what was that like? I mean, you gained so much weight. Now you got to cut it back down.
It was kind of good, honestly. I mean, I was like bulking pretty hard whenever like I decided to go down. So like, a lot of it kind of came off. Not a lot, but like the first like 10 pounds came off pretty easy. Like not doing much besides just eating, like not trying to like bulk up. So that was pretty easy. And then now I'm practicing stuff and working out so much, it's coming off pretty good. I'm eating the same foods, just less of it. So I feel pretty good. I mean, I didn't get super. I mean, I was bigger than I was at the end of last year, but I wasn't like super big. So, I mean, I was probably bigger than most 97-pounders start out, but I was not too much bigger.
Where you at?
I don't know if I should say on camera, but I mean, people might think I'm crazy, but I mean, I wasn't over 240. So.
Coach said you guys had a conversation like somewhere around here about moving down to 197. Take me through that.
Well, so like, I didn't really know because like there had always been rumors and stuff. Like I was just focused on myself and like I was going heavyweight, so that's all I was focused on. And then all that stuff kind of came out or whatever. And I talked to Harry a little bit about it, but I mean, I was gonna take side because it was no rush really. So I like talked to my dad and everything, and then I think we were lifting one morning, and I hadn't talked to Coach yet. I hadn't seen Coach, and so I knew the conversation was gonna come, and so I was like going, and like he pulled me maybe a step on the scale, and I was actually pretty light that day actually, and so lighter than I had been, and so he told me. So then I was like, yeah, I kind of have an idea like what I want to do, and he's like, oh, tell me. And he told me, he's like, okay, well it's done. And so I was like, there it is. But I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, because that's what I wanted to do. So it wasn't like they left it up to me. I could have won either way. That's what they told me. Like, but for me, I feel like if I'm gonna win nationals, it's gonna be at 197. Heavyweight. There's probably 5 or 6 guys that I have to be close to like 250, 255 to be able to compete with those guys because they're pretty big and strong. And I've wrestled majority of the top like 5 guys, and so they're pretty good. So.
What are some of the noticeable differences in terms of how you feel on 197 versus heavyweight?
Well, I noticed like immediately, like when I first started, kind of went from like wrestling like only I didn't get to towards the end of the year wrestled smaller guys but like in the summer all I did was wrestle like heavyweights, and so like my movement and stuff got picked up a lot better, and so it's I just had to pick that back up because not meaning to, but wrestling like heavyweight, you kind of get a little bit like I won't say lazy, but lazy is kind of like the word. You're not moving as much, like it's just different style. So now like staying in my stance a lot more and making sure I'm in good position the whole time because these guys can shoot better than the guys at heavyweight, so focusing on that. But overall my movement and how I feel better, so it's good.
You think 97 caters more to your game than heavyweight?
I think it does because I like to shoot a lot, and a lot of times versus big guys I wouldn't shoot that much. I don't know, it's just mentally a little bit. I think I didn't shoot as much as I would like to, but now I know just in practice my attack rate's up pretty high, and I'm able to suck in like if I get my hands on the leg versus guys, I'll finish every time. So.
Coach talked a lot about at the end of last year being tougher, being more physical. Do you see that from this team? Just weeks before the start of the season.
Yeah, I do. We've had this summer, spring has been real tough, and I can't speak on, but since I've been here, it's been probably the toughest we've been as far as working out and stuff. So I think that's going to transition, because we are younger kind of like, I don't know what the word is. We don't got a lot of like expectation. We're not like predicted to do high, but I think it's good because I think we're going to prove a lot of people wrong. I think we have a lot of opportunities up and down the lineup where we could be really successful, and we put a lot of work in this summer and spring, so we should be able to see it here pretty soon.
You say you think you can prove a lot of people wrong. What do you think the ceiling for this team is this year?
I don't know. I think you're at Oklahoma State, anything besides the national title, it's kind of like shooting yourself low. I know Penn State's returning 4 national champs, so we got our hands full with that. But I think if we keep continuing to build success, there's no reason, So at least top 2, top 3, or national title, that's our goal though. So.
You mentioned it's like 2 different styles, wrestling heavyweight and wrestling 197. Is there something you can take from that heavyweight style that you think will benefit you at 197?
Yeah, for sure. My hand fighting, I can just tell is like a lot better, wrestling smaller guys. So like that stuff I mean, it's not completely different. It's just like size-wise, you know, you're wrestling heavyweight, you can wrestle somebody that's 285 pounds or 230 or 250. So there's just so many different body types. And so, same at everyweight, but like it just varies so much more at heavyweight. So I think I can take a lot of stuff, you know, and especially just having that year of wrestling college under my belt, you know, a full season will help me a lot just with my maturity. I think I matured a lot more mentally from last year to this year. You know, I don't know, just thinking back to some stuff I did last year is kind of, you know, I think I can learn from that.
You going down kind of opened up the spot for Connor at heavyweight, and I know you guys came in the same recruiting class, probably known each other most of your lives, I'm pretty sure. But what have you kind of seen from him, and you know, he ultimately going to be the starter at that spot, and what do you see from him going?
I've seen, you know, he's been consistent. You know, he's really put a lot of effort in the weight room, and you can tell in his body he's real strong, mature. You know, what up, Zaylen? I haven't. We haven't been wrestling as much. We wrestled this summer a lot, and he's got real strong hips. You know, I think he's worked on. He's real tough to score on. So I think as long as he's developing his offense and stuff like that, he'll be pretty successful. But because I think he's about 245 right now. I think he was a little bit bigger, but I think he's slimming up. But he put a lot of effort in the weight room, so I think it'll be good for him. Good for him to have this opportunity, go out there and prove what he can do.
I know Carter spoke a lot last year of his necessity to get better at bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that from him early on? Do you think he's ready to make that jump or has making that jump?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't get to watch him that much, but sometimes, you know, like we'll be doing practice and coach will have like Carter go on bottom or something, like just to like see, you know, and he does look like he's gotten better. And I think his strength, you know, he was one that Coach G's been on a lot in the weight room, you know, making sure he's getting bigger because before I don't think he's a real big lifter, and he's not like a crazy good big lifter now, but he's a lot stronger than he was at the end of the year, or right now than he was at the end of the year, because I mean, he lifted all summer and then he's lifted all spring or all fall or all preseason. So I think just being stronger, and I think you come in as a like younger guy in college, and like in high school you never had problems because people weren't that good on top, and you think like, oh, you'll just get out. Well, that's not the case. Like these guys like grow them in and they can hold you down. Like so you gotta like fight and have the will to get up. You know.
So what Coach talked about, you specifically, in your discipline, and then just kind of how you take what you essentially are a very coachable kid, and kind of talk about how that is, like what made your upbringing in a way that made you so disciplined and apt to listening to coaches.
I don't know. I just feel like most coaches I've been around, I haven't been around very many. I've been around very many coaches that I thought like that stuff's not going to work. So like every coach, I don't know. I've just been. My dad was a pretty successful coach, and then like all the assistants, you know, were all successful in college, and so like just learning from everybody, and then like even like thinking back to my football days, like all my football coaches were pretty knowledgeable, and so I've always just liked to learn a little bit, and like it's pretty easy like whenever like Coach Smith is telling you something because he's had so much success, and it's like I'm just like, why would I not listen to him, you know? And sometimes it is hard, but I mean, I just do whatever he says, you know. And so, if you think I should be doing this, I should. And so, I think I've always had good coaches, so it's just been. I've never not had like a bad coach that I'm like that doesn't work. Or I guess I just wasn't raised like people that are my coach. I just take what they say and run with it, you know.
You kind of shift back to what kind of person is he outside of wrestling? Who is he like off the bat?
Harder. I don't know if you guys are around him, but he's a little airhead sometimes, you know. So like, he used to like in last year we didn't have to wear like specific clothes like we normally do, but just normally like team issued. Well, he shows up in like a football jersey, like a real big like football jersey, like I think it was 34. And so like he'd wear it like all the time to lift and stuff. But he's a good guy. He's funny. He actually he lived with another guy, and those conversations. I went over to their house one time, and Carter's like, yeah, we got some food to cook. I get there, and it's like a big piece of meat, not cut up. They said they got steak. They didn't have steak. We had to cut the steak up, and then we're like, Carter, you got a grill? Like, yeah, we got a grill. It was a fire pit with the thing over the top, and they didn't have anything to light it with. And so I haven't been back over there to eat it since then.
That sounds like him.
Yeah, that's a good card story.
Yeah.
My last one for you is practically what you talked about some of your showings last year, and you were hard on yourself about those. This year, what is something you want to prove? What is something that Luke Surber wants to prove, not just to for himself, but really for anyone out there that's watching Surber again this year?
I don't know. I just want to go out there and I was pretty disappointed on how I finished last year. I think that's helped me. So my goal obviously to be a national champ, so prove that. But I want to go out there and wrestle as hard as I can. I think as long as I do that, I'll be happy with whatever happens. So I've been training really hard. So my shape's good, my technique's pretty good right now. So to go out there and wrestle my hardest every match and see how it falls.
What are some things you can take from your freshman year?
A lot. Just I don't know, a lot of things, they're going to be ups and downs, regardless. I didn't think that. I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it was. There was a time, I don't know, I think I lost 5 out of 6 matches or something, or 6 out of 7, and I hadn't lost that much in ever really. And so it was hard on me, and I was working hard and everything in the room, and I wasn't getting any results, and a lot of it was kind of mental, I think, a little bit, and things started to click a little bit. Nationally, I didn't do as well as I liked, but I think I don't know what exactly happened there, but I just reflected, and then I had a good spring of training, so I think I made the improvements I needed to go falling this year.
Last question. You open up with one of the best kids in the country,
Yeah.
first match here in Gallagher Ivo. Has that kind of been in the back of your mind, or are you thinking about that at all? Or?
A little bit, which I think I have 2. I think the Lehigh kid's pretty good, but are you talking about the Wyoming kid?
Yeah, Wyoming kid.
Oh,
First
yeah.
duel here.
Yeah, the first duel here, yeah. A little bit, I try to focus on that's what I think I did a little bit last year, looking forward and seeing all the tough guys I had. So, I obviously know I'm going to have him. He's probably, in my opinion, he's probably the best guy at the weight. But, they're 97's deep, there's handful of guys, or more than a handful that could beat anybody. So, I just got to be prepared every match. But, yeah, I've been prepared. I've just been preparing because I know I'm going to have some tough tests all year. So, I'm just prepared to go out there and wrestle hard and see if they can stay.